Welcome, garden enthusiasts and creative minds alike. Ever thought your old junk could transform your garden into a masterpiece? Today, we're going to explore the wonderful world of upcycling in gardening. This is all about taking items that have served their original purpose and giving them a new lease of life. A second chance to shine, but this time, in your garden. It's an exciting way to reduce waste, save money, and most importantly, unleash your creativity. From that rusty wheelbarrow in the corner of your garage to the worn-out boot sitting in your closet, these items can become unique and charming garden features. Upcycling not only elevates your garden's aesthetic appeal, but also makes a positive impact on our environment. It's a small but powerful way to contribute to sustainability, one garden at a time. Are you ready to breathe new life into your garden and your old items? Let's dive in. First things first, we need to select the right items to upcycle. It's time to put on your thinking caps and get those creative juices flowing. When it comes to choosing items to upcycle, it's all about seeing potential in the ordinary. Consider the durability and safety of the materials. Is it sturdy enough to withstand weather changes? Can it hold soil and water without falling apart? These are important questions to ask when selecting items. Let's take a peek at some examples. Old boots may seem like they've walked their last mile, but with a little imagination, they can take on a new life as a quirky flower pot. The worn-out leather and unique shape can add a rustic charm to your garden. How about wooden pallets? Often discarded after one use, these can be a goldmine for upcycling. They're sturdy, easy to work with, and can be transformed into everything from vertical gardens to plant stands. And don't overlook the humble tin can. With a fresh coat of paint, these can turn into a vibrant array of mini planters. Perfect for herbs or small flowering plants, they can add a pop of color to your garden. The size, material, and potential functionality of the item all play a role in its upcycling potential. When choosing items, consider what they could become in a garden context. Could that old chair be a plant stand? Could that broken wheelbarrow become a rustic flower bed? Don't be afraid to think outside the box. The most unexpected items can become the star of the show in your garden. One last thing to remember is that upcycling is not just about making your garden look pretty. It's about reducing waste, reusing what we have, and creating something unique and personal. It's about giving a new lease of life to things that might otherwise be thrown away. Remember, the sky's the limit when it comes to choosing items. Now, let's get them ready for their garden debut. Now that we've chosen our items, it's time to prepare and design them. A little elbow grease goes a long way in this step of our thrifty gardening journey. Let's not shy away from giving our selected items a good cleaning. Scrub away any rust or dirt, and don't forget to make sure any sharp edges are smoothed out for safety. This is about creating beautiful garden pieces, not tetanus hazards, right? You can employ a simple mix of warm water, dish soap, and a good bristle brush for this task. Once our items are squeaky clean and dry, we move on to the fun part, painting. This is where your creativity and personal expression come to play. From bold, vibrant colors to delicate pastels, the choice is yours. You might even fancy some patterns, polka dots, or stripes. Remember, there are no rules here, only unleashed potential. If you're not quite the Picasso, there's no need to fret. Simple color blocking or sticking to one solid color can create a striking effect. Who knew an old boot could look so chic in a coat of matte black paint? Now, if you're working with materials like metal or plastic, you might want to use a primer before applying your color. This will help the paint adhere better and last longer. For wooden items like pallets, consider using a sealant after painting to protect your masterpiece from the elements. This extra step will ensure your upcycled garden feature stays vibrant and fresh-looking longer. Upcycling is all about breathing new life into old items. It's about transforming the mundane into something extraordinary. So whether you're turning a rusty wheelbarrow into a rainbow of flowers or making a cozy home for succulents in an old teapot, the key is to have fun with it. Let your imagination run wild and watch as your garden becomes a unique reflection of you, full of character and charm. Great, our items are now garden ready, but what should we plant in them? Let's find out in our next segment where we delve into plant selection and care. Choosing the right plants is crucial for a successful upcycling project. Just as we select our items to upcycle, we need to choose our plants with the same thoughtfulness. This begins by considering the type of container we're working with. For instance, if we've chosen a tin can as our container, herbs such as basil, thyme, or mint are perfect choices. These types of plants enjoy the compact space and the drainage provided by the tin can. For those old boots you've been meaning to throw away, think about filling them with vibrant flowers like marigolds, pansies, or petunias. They can withstand the depth and the unique shape of a boot, and they add a splash of color that can really make a difference in your garden. Now, if you've got ceramic dishes lying around, they could be the perfect home for succulents. Their shallow roots and need for well-drained soil make them a perfect match for ceramic dishes. But the container is just one part of the equation. We also need to consider the location. If the spot you've chosen receives a lot of sunlight, opt for sun-loving plants. If it's a shady corner, go for plants that can thrive in less light. Once you've chosen your plants, it's important to give them the care they need to thrive. Consider the watering needs of each plant. Some, like succulents, need very little water, while others, like most herbs and flowers, require a regular watering schedule. And let's not forget about nutrition. A good quality potting mix can provide your plants with the nutrients they need to grow strong and healthy. You can also consider adding a slow-release fertilizer to give your plants a nutritional boost. Remember, the key to a successful upcycling project is to match the right plant with the right container and location. With a little creativity and care, you can transform everyday items into unique living pieces of art. With our plants selected and cared for, it's finally time to arrange them in our garden. Arranging our upcycled items in the garden is the final and perhaps most rewarding step. It's like adding the final brushstroke to a masterpiece. This is where we see our creativity come to life, where we breathe new life into old items and weave them into our green oasis. Consider the layout of your garden. Is it a sprawling backyard or a compact balcony? Each space, irrespective of size, is a canvas ready to be painted with our upcycled items. Large gardens can afford to have bigger upcycled items like wheelbarrows or pallets as eye-catching centerpieces, while smaller spaces might benefit from hanging tin cans filled with vibrant flowers. Think about the practicality too. Upcycled items can serve dual purposes. An old ladder can double as a plant stand, adding layers of greenery while saving on space. A weathered wooden crate can become a rustic herb garden, making your cooking adventures more exciting. And let's not forget about aesthetics. Balance is key. Mix and match colors, textures, and sizes. A blue ceramic dish filled with succulents can provide a cool contrast to a corner filled with fiery red roses. A pair of old boots overflowing with daisies can add a whimsical touch to a formal garden layout. But remember, there are no rules, only guidelines. The beauty of upcycling lies in its flexibility and the freedom it gives us to express ourselves. So, go ahead, experiment, play around with different arrangements until you find what works for you. And voila! We've successfully transformed our old items into unique garden features. Isn't it amazing how we've turned the ordinary into the extraordinary? Look at the transformation we've achieved. With a dash of creativity and a sprinkle of effort, we've turned everyday items into unique, vibrant garden features. Upcycling not only gives a new life to forgotten items, but also adds an element of surprise and character to your garden. It reduces waste, encourages creativity, and makes gardening even more rewarding. So take a look around your own home for potential upcycling opportunities. The possibilities are endless. We can't wait to see what you come up with.